This is the Dodgers POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Dodgers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up? Hello and welcome to the Locked On Dodgers POSTCAST on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. Place to hang out when every game is done. I am Pete Fox. Well, that was kind of a flat, lackluster, uninteresting event as the Dodgers dropped the game and the series. Today, 3-1 the final. Shohei homers in the first. And that would be it for the scoring. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Take care. It's like, what are we going to talk about with this one? Well, there's plenty to get into. I've been covering sports in LA dating back to 2007 for ESPN LA and NBC Sports Radio. If I didn't mention it before, my name is Pete Fox. Thank you for joining me here on the Locked On Dodgers POSTCAST. We come on right after the game, give you some instant reaction and break it down. 3-1 the final today. Landon Knack went 6th. That's what we need. He was okay. You can't put this on him, really. The Dodgers had 3 errors. 3 errors. That's very, very uncharacteristic of this team. We don't see that from them all that often. So, you know, I don't think they directly related to the runs being scored, maybe the third run, but the Dodgers still would have lost after the Alonso home run because they didn't score after Shohei OHTANI homered in the first inning.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Yeah, this one was over pretty early, bottom of the first. I guess one error did affect a run because Soto was safe at first on a fielding error from Max Muncy, and then Alonso hit the homer to left 406 feet, and Soto scored there to make it 2-1. It was a first pitch knuckle curve from Landon Knack, and sometimes that knuckle curve is good. I don't really feel like it's a reliable pitch for him. It is okay, but it's not great. He's better with the slider. He got, what did he have, 5 Ks today, 4 of which came on the slider and the changeup. So I was griping yesterday about the fact that sometimes he leaves fastballs up in the zone too much. He didn't do that a lot today. Again, the home run was a knuckle curve, and beyond that, he looked pretty good. 5 Ks, gave up 4 hits, no walks. So you can't complain too much about what Landon Knack gave you because he went out there and got the job done. And, you know, the Dodgers were able to plate 1 run, and that's just not good enough. Shohei, that was his only hit. Mookie 1 for 4. Freddie had 2 hits. That was nice. A double, and I believe the other one was a single, but had other opportunities. I mean, all in all, Dodgers 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position, 7 runners left on base. So it was just a flat, uninteresting, non-dynamic experience for them today. They didn't seem to have any fight in the dog at all. Will Smith was 0 for 4. I mean, they had their chances. In the 5th, the bases were loaded with 2 outs, and then Will Smith grounded out the 3rd. Hit the ball hard, though. You got to give him a little bit of credit there that it wasn't a complete, flailing fly ball or something like that. Conforto nearly hit 1 out. That would have made things a whole lot more interesting. That was late. I believe that was the 8th. Hit it to the warning track there. So, they had their chances, but he was 0 for 3. Tommy Edman 0 for 3. He's continuing to struggle. Pages 0 for 4. So the bottom of the lineup did absolutely nothing. 0 for 10. So Muncy had a hit. That was in the 9th. Nothing coming from that. So you look at this game and you look at this series and say, Dodgers just need more gas in the tank. They need more energy. They need more life. Does Dave Roberts, the question from the chat, does Dave Roberts hate Ha-Seong Kim? To answer your question, DKLAA777, nobody hates Ha-Seong Kim, okay? Especially not Dave Roberts. He's a rookie. They are picking and choosing when they put him in. He's not going to come up and be a full-time starter if that's what you're expecting, because he's just young, and they have other players that they're paying more money to that have more experience, and they're going to put him out there more often. Nothing against Ha-Seong Kim. He has been fantastic. but they're not going to run him out there every day if that's what you're looking for. So the answer to your question is no. Dave Roberts does not hate Ha-Seong Kim. Nobody does. He's fantastic. By all accounts, he is the friendliest guy on earth and beloved by everyone who's met him, everyone in the clubhouse, in the dugout, anywhere, anybody who ever comes in contact with Ha-Seong Kim. It's just all positive. Wow, he's awesome. So no is the answer. But yes, to Mick 3R, Tommy has been rough since coming back, except for the extra innings base hit. Yeah. So he needs to find some rhythm. I was looking at Tommy Edman in the 9-hole saying, I really like that position for him, but he hasn't produced at all there. I don't know that it would matter if he was higher in the lineup. The fact is that the Dodgers are just kind of flat right now. They don't have a lot of energy, and bad news is there's no off day for them. They go right to Cleveland to face the Guardians starting tomorrow. So it doesn't get any easier. The pitching problems are still there, still hanging over their head. Jack Dreyer came in for an inning, gave up 1 hit, struck out 16 pitches. He did fine. Again, after some missteps early, the Dodgers settled down and had plenty of opportunities. The Mets scored 2 in the first on the home run, 1 in the third, and then nothing from there. So the Dodgers had their chances. They just couldn't get any rhythm, any mojo, any energy, nothing to say for clutch hits, 3 errors. The second error from Mookie Betts, it's tough to fault him for that play. He made a fantastic play ranging to his left up the middle, and then tried to feed Tommy Edman at second base, who had a force play there and shoveled it backhanded over his head. He's trying to make a heroic play. It's a tough play. Maybe he eats the ball. I don't know. Did I miss it? 4 errors. Thank you, the real 005. When did the 4th error? I had already left the television and started producing the graphics for the show. 4 errors. Apologies. Again, that's wow. How the Dodgers haven't had 4 errors in like a month. I mean, combined, right? I don't know that they've had 4 errors all month. Today they had 4 in one game. What was the 4th one? I don't even know. So if you feel like sharing that with me, Bruce thinks the Betts play was a dumb play. 3 double plays again. That was like yesterday. I was too busy worrying about the errors and not all the double plays. I don't know, Bruce. It's easy to say that now. Dumb play from Mookie Betts. Sure. I mean, I don't know. If he makes the play, you're like, wow, that was fantastic. You're a hero. What a play. But to say it was a dumb play, trying to make something happen. I can't fault him too much for that. So you can, that's fine. It's your opinion. I don't have a problem with that. You look at it. I remember I was in the middle of a conversation when that happened, and I was like, the person I was talking to was like, what? I'm on, Mookie just made an error, and that is not good. So yeah, it was tough. I mean, they had to be tighter on the defensive end of things today, but ultimately they held them to 3 runs, and they scored 1 in the very first at bat of the game. 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position, 7 runners left on base. And you guys are all like, yeah, well, what if Conforto didn't play? Or maybe if Dalton Rushing was in there? Everything changes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that anybody is coming up to bat in this game and looking like a hero. It didn't have that vibe for me. And this is after me saying in the first game of the series, the extra inning marathon, that I feel like the Dodgers come to a series against the Mets and play with a ton of confidence. It doesn't seem like they're stymied by the Mets. It feels like they get up for the Mets, especially in New York City, Queens to be specific. But yesterday and today, I couldn't have been more wrong about that emotion, because they had nothing. They were an empty balloon. This is going to be hard, so maybe you guys can help.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Well, let's start with the honorable mention and give it to Landon Knack. I know you guys were like, he's terrible, gave up 4 hits and 3 runs, only one of which was earned because of all the errors, struck out 5. I thought he was okay. Did suffer the loss. Wasn't his fault. Honorable mention for him. And then I guess we'll give player of the game from the Dodgers, Freddie Freeman. Couple of hits, average back up to 357 after an 0 for yesterday and an 0 for on Friday. So those were his first 2 hits of the series. Player of the game, Freddie Freeman. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. Place to hang out when every game is done. They lose yesterday 5-2. They lose today 3-1. So we're lucky that we stole that one in extras on Friday to salvage one and not get swept in this series. No off day. Back at it tomorrow in Cleveland. Today's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are here. They're rolling. They're in full swing after the Minnesota Timberwolves on the board against the Oklahoma City Thunder. 35-40 point victory last night. That had to feel good for the T-Wolves fans. Every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't miss moments, whether it's a game-winning shot or blowout, a breakout player. There's never been a better time to get in on the action. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live during the game with player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays. Fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. New to FanDuel? Well, this is a perfect time to get in on the action and sign up. Head to FanDuel.com, place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Dodgers fall 3-1. Shohei homered in the first, and that would be it. First at bat of the game, second pitch of the game. Launched that ball, hit it hard. It was a 94-mile-an-hour four-seamer. He didn't miss. Just like Alonso didn't miss on the 78-mile-an-hour goose egg from Landon Knack, knuckle curve that didn't do much of anything. That was just a meatball over the plate.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I think we'll be talking about the Dodgers' lack of offense and their inability to find any rhythm, any energy, any life. They got to get the bats going. We sit here and complain about the pitching a lot, and it's fair because they're very banged up. Again, 14 pitchers on the IL, but they are doing okay. Let's not forget. Let's not overlook the fact that these guys are human. The Dodgers are still in first place. I know all of you want them to win every single game. That's not going to happen. So these kind of things are bound to occur. I think we just need to hope that they can turn it around, find some energy, and get on a run. That's what really needs to happen. You look at what they did coming into this series against the Mets, and they were on a nice little winning streak. It wasn't big, but it was 3-gamer. They beat the Diamondbacks 2 out of 3. They won first game against the Mets, cardiac fashion. So that was something, but I'm kind of feeling like we need more than that as far as a streak. It'd be nice to sweep somebody like the Guardians starting tomorrow, 3:10 first pitch. Good news for Dodgers and their fans. Yoshi on the mound. He'll face Gavin Williams, who comes in with a 3.94 ERA, a 1.52 whip, 26 walks. He surrendered 7 home runs. It's not bad. Of course, Yamamoto's numbers look better. 5-3, 1.86 ERA. The whip sub 1. Surrendered 5 home runs, 18 walks, 68 Ks. So, anytime Yamamoto is on the mound, the Dodgers are in a favorable position. The matchup predictor has them at a 67.1% chance of winning this game tomorrow against the Guardians, who are 29-23. A look at the standings in the West after the Dodgers have dropped back-to-back games. They are still in first place, a game in front of the Giants, who won today, I believe. No, 26. Is that today? What's today? Today is the 25th. So did they play today? Yes. A 3-2 win over the Nats. So the Giants were winners And that has them a game back of the Dodgers. And the Padres winners as well after going through a bit of a funk. They've taken back-to-back games against the Atlanta Braves. So those two teams are they're not going anywhere. They're going to go through funks too. I'm sorry, they didn't win back-to-back games. They lost to the Braves yesterday 7-1, but won the opener. So they won the series and took 2 out of 3 from the Braves. But prior to that, they were in a skid. 6 games in a row Padres had lost. So, hey, be happy that the Dodgers haven't dropped 6 in a row through this stretch of pitcher injuries, right? It could be worse. That's what we take away from this game. Could be worse. Nando wants to DFA Kershaw. And what about firing Dave Roberts, Nando? You want to do that too? First place until tomorrow. Why do you say that, Johns? Where's the confidence? What's the precipitation for the lack of confidence? Yamamoto's on the mound against an inferior pitcher. So I don't know where you're getting that other than you're just negative Nancy, like a lot of us are at times. Guy has it on the head, nailed it right here. Team is flat, offense is sad. I think it's a perfect place to wrap up. Yes, the offense is sad, and so are all of us after dropping 2 out of 3 in New York against the Mets. 3-1 the final today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Appreciate the comments. We'll be back tomorrow. Actually, no. I don't know. Tomorrow's a question mark. I may or may not be here for the post game tomorrow. So, if you get the notification on YouTube, then I'll be here. But if you don't, taking my wife to dinner for her birthday, which is today. So, we were able to have a little party and celebrate her birthday and still watch the game and, get in here and break it down when there wasn't a whole lot to break down. So, unfortunate to say the least. 3-1 the final. Dodgers now 32-19, 32-21, 13-13 on the road. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Appreciate the comments. Don't forget to check out Jeff and Vince a little bit later. The Locked On Daily Dodgers podcast. They bring it to you 35 minutes or so, Monday through Friday. And I come on right after the game and break it down. Instant reaction. We'll talk tomorrow, potentially. Maybe not. I don't know. Tuesday for sure. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. Have a good night. Take care.